body was floating in the sea. The doctor informed his wife. The man still had the pulse, therefore he brought him home. Upon checking, they found that he was a terrorist and had been shot multiple times. Being a family man, he dragged him back and left him outside. A remote beach, any moment the breath would cease on its own without pain, he thought. He waited an hour. Past the fourth, he couldn't resist but to bring him back home. He operated immediately. He was playing with fire that would burn his family, his wife warned him. The man bounded by his oath to serve those in need. A terrorist, indeed, was a patient too. The operation wasn't a success. Few days passed. To their dismay, he had a quick recovery. Unconscious was he still though. A hand reached for his neck. The patient grabbed it. He was no longer in a coma. The hands were of Naira, the doctor's daughter. She held his hand. The man shook it away. The doctor came to check on him. "Do you even know who I am?" the patient asked. "A wounded man?" replied the doctor. Both pretended of knowing nothing about each other. "Come on, he's still a terrorist!" A whisper emerged into his ears. It was the doctor's wife. She wanted the man out of their house. Concerned, she was about their safety. He fetches the pillow. It didn't bother him. He was fast asleep. Again the hands reached for him. The little girl it was. She wanted the new guest to play with her dolly. Her fingers wrapped around his. This time, the man held them too. "Does she have a name?" he asked. "She's Mimi," a swift reply he got. "Do you have a daughter?" she asked in her innocent voice. He sighed. "I had one." Upon the girl's request, he continued. "She's with God now. A little over a month is it, being an uninvited guest. Can't walk yet, but the man could still limp. A well-received guest he was. He would eat with them and spend most of his day with Naira playing. Tonight after dinner, the doctor asked him to leave. I had completely forgotten who I was." The patient replied. His darling daughter's reflection he tried to reminisce through Naira. If it wasn't for her, he would have left a while ago. He assured the doctor he would leave before dawn. He walked up to her room, removed the pendant from his neck, and kept it by her side. It belonged to his daughter once. He heard some men had broken into the house. "I thought we lost you." Upon seeing him, one man said. It was his cousin. "The military is chasing us down. We need a shelter for tonight." The doctor and his wife got out. Fear was inevitable for them. Some footsteps from outside. It must be the soldiers patrolling. His cousin looked around. "Is there anyone else in the house?" he asked. "No one but us," the patient replied. Her sleep was interrupted. The little girl came out of her room. "You lied to us." His cousin grabbed her. "She is my daughter Melu. Let go of her." Grumpy, the patient cried. The other refused to comply. "I said, let her go." Not for a moment did his hand shake. He pointed the gun at him. "How many have you killed?" "Hundreds, maybe more." "Don't give me that look, huh?" "Yes, I did, and I would repent it until my last. Now you." "Let your dirty hands off her." Looking at them quarreling, Others escaped out of the back door. The two men stood against each other. The patient tried to snatch away the girl, failed. A fight broke out. The trigger got pulled. Within seconds, the entire place turned into a beehive. Holes, bullets everywhere. He pushed him away, his cousin. Before he could move, the man put the bullet through his head. He turned around. It was over. All bloodshed on the wall he saw. The doctor, his wife. The bullets passed through them. Frightened, his eyes looked for her everywhere. She withstanding, uninjured. The man sighed. He rushed towards her. Too late was he. Naira collapsed to the ground. She too was shot. One last time her hand reached for his. Naira! Naira! He screamed her name. Am I dying, Uncle Paul? The man held her hand firmly. Everything is blurring. I can't see you, Uncle Paul. The words ceased, so did her breath. Tears rolled off his cheeks. The man looked at the gun. What a terrible monster. It had swallowed his two daughters. Another gunshot. His head hit the ground. The terrorist has been shot dead, Sergeant. A voice emerged. Was he a terrorist until his last breath? I asked. Only I knew what he was. They looked at me. They let me go. How a cat could be shot for being a terrorist. Thank God cats yet have not learned how to use guns.